Hello, today we will talk about Singapore. Singapore is a city-state in Southeastern Asia and one of the four Asian tigers, with a population of just under 5.9 million. The number visitors exceed 16 million a year, that is 3 times more than local residents. By the end of the decade, the flow could reach 20 million. Most often, Chinese, Indonesians, and Australians fly to Singapore. In addition to the tourist and business component, foreigners are attracted by the fact that Singapore has one of the best medical systems. The Republic of Singapore is a city-state, located on the island of the same name and several dozen smaller islands. In 50 years, this country has turned from poor to one of the richest in the world. The Singapore phenomenon is perhaps Asia's most famous economic miracle. Singapore is one of the smallest countries in the world. Its area is only 710.2. Before modernization began, Singapore was a poor third-world country with no obvious economic advantages and significant reserves of natural resources. Even the country had to import fresh water from Malaysia. Most of the population lived in slums and were illiterate. The modernization of the state began with the coming to power in 1959 of the founder of the Social Democratic People's Action Party, 36-year-old Lee Kuan Yew, formerly a London-educated lawyer. He called himself and his team bourgeois leaders with an English education. Lee Kuan Yew's reforms allowed the country to make an economic breakthrough. Today, Singapore is one of the world leaders in high-tech industries, such as electronics and pharmaceuticals, a major financial and oil refining center. The country's nominal GDP per capita at purchasing power parity reached $93,000 in 2017, the third highest in the world, after Qatar and Luxembourg since 2016. The figure has increased by 4.8 thousand or 5.38%. Almost 3% of the country's population are dollar millionaires. How is it possible to achieve these results in a short time, during the reign of one person in just a couple of decades? Singapore's modernization was achieved through efforts in 4 key areas, such as economic reforms that set the vector of investment and innovative development, social modernization, effective fight against corruption, and political stability. Why is Singapore called the City of Dreams? Let's tell. One of the best airports in the world. Futuristic skyscrapers and a Ferris wheel, the design of which is approved by Feng Shui experts. Plenty of entertainment for everyone, including families with children, groups of friends and business travelers, and even Michelin-starred street food await visitors to Singapore. City for people. Everything here is very convenient and thought out to the smallest detail. The paths are laid where people walk. There are few cars and there is no gas pollution. All parking lots are hidden and do not interfere. There are parks and green areas everywhere. Even trees are planted on the roofs of houses. There are coolers with drinking water at airports. Here they think about making people comfortable, and not about how much money can be cut on which project, and this is felt in every detail. Good climate. November in Singapore was very sunny and warm, and the weather is like this here all year round. No winter clothes are needed. The average air temperature is 26 degrees throughout the year. And at the same time there is high humidity. That is, there is no intense heat. Flowers grow on the streets all year round. Everything green is beautiful. High quality of life. The history of Singapore is amazing and incredible. In just 35 years, a third-world country with slums, high crime, and constant interethnic conflicts has transformed it into a powerful economic power with the highest standard of living. How was this achieved? Read the wonderful book of the first Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. From the third world to the first, it was after this book that I really wanted to come to Singapore and see everything with my own eyes. Beautiful architecture, aesthetics in detail. There are many tall buildings in Singapore, but they do not put pressure on you. Everything is done according to Feng Shui. There are no sharp corners here. Everything flows very smoothly into one another and creates a unified image of a city in which it is pleasant to walk, in which you want to be, in which you want to live. City of the future. When I arrived in Singapore, I felt like I had stepped into the future. Huge glowing trees, a giant DNA-shaped bridge, passport control at the airport without border guards, a show of drones that gather into different shapes in the air. I had only seen this in science fiction films, and it seemed somehow unreal. Meanwhile, the future has already arrived, and it is in Singapore.